My 28 female, husband, 30 male, got arrested and won't tell me what for. How do I proceed? He called me from the jail. All he said was he'd been arrested and needed me to bail him out. I was shocked. He didn't have any record until this. We get it sorted, he's released. I'm expecting he will tell me on the way home what the hell is going on. That never happened. He was tired, and begged me to let him sleep when we got home. This morning I insisted he explain. He'd promised he would, but then said he really didn't want to talk about it. He promised me a few things, looking me in the eyes and swearing on the baby I miscarried that these were true. 1. It wasn't anything violent or drug-related, and he's never done any of that, well that I know of. 2. It had nothing to do with me. 3. He'll be responsible about handling all the legal stuff on his own. The bail was the only thing he needed my help with, and he won't drag me into any more of it. 4. Nothing like this will ever happen again. I don't know what to do with that. I am resolute that as his partner who he shares a life with, I am 1,000,000% entitled to know what happened. He does not agree and is begging me to let him keep this one thing to himself. I swear I'm not a controlling partner. I never snoop on him, demand to know everything about what he's doing when we're not together or anything like that. I'm demanding he tell me about this particular thing because of how serious and out of nowhere it is. How is getting arrested not a big deal? In what world is it normal to expect your spouse to be okay with being kept in the dark? What would be the best way to communicate with him so that he understands the importance and why he needs to tell me? Too long did not read. My husband won't tell me why he was arrested yesterday. He has assured me it was something extremely minor and harmless, but it's stressing me out big time. If the charge was that minor, why not just say what it was? It's public record, you can call the jail and find out. You can't just look his name up in the court case site. Ask the police department? You're his wife. I'm betting on got caught soliciting. If I have to bail my partner out of jail, they are going to immediately tell me why they were arrested. You two are supposed to be a team. Regardless of what he says, his actions impact you. You could be sued by someone, investigators may show up to question you, or nothing major could happen. But you don't know because your partner refuses to give you any information. If you're in the US, the nature of his arrest should be publicly available and you can just go to the records and find out yourself. I'm sorry, but this is such a huge location flag that he won't tell you. I get being embarrassed, but you're his wife. And this is going to impact you and you should know why and how. I am not an ultimatum kind of person, but in this case, I'd be telling him that you need full transparency or you're out. I'll stick by my partner through a lot, but if I had to go bail his ass out of jail, you better believe that I'd expect the full story. 1. It wasn't anything violent or drug-related, and he's never done any of that, well that I know of. 2. It had nothing to do with me. 3. He'll be responsible about handling all the legal stuff on his own. The bail was the only thing he needed my help with and he won't drag me into any more of it. 4. Nothing like this will ever happen again. He needs to come clean about what it is because my imagination is just running wild with the possibilities of what this could still be. How much was the bail? Was it in the "I got caught shoplifting" range or "I got caught molesting a child" range? Are arrests public record? If he won't tell you, especially as the person who posted bail for him, find out on your own. Don't dig your head in the sand. My 30F husband, 59M, blames me for my son's speech delay, possible autism? I'm the mother of a 4-year-old little boy who doesn't really talk or understand everything we say. He understands basic instructions like, come here, let's go to the potty, go grab a water, juice, put your shoes on, bath time, give mommy, daddy kiss, etc. But he will not come up to us and say, Mommy I want this, Daddy I don't like this, or just plain old, hey what are you doing? He doesn't form sentences. He also just repeats everything he hears. So today we got a call for his brand new teacher, as he starts preschool tomorrow, and she wanted to talk about what she observed after meeting him yesterday. Basically she said that she watched how he interacted with the other kids and environment and she thinks we should have him evaluated. Something I've fought tooth and nail with my husband about because he disagrees. He proceeded to shut her down and when he hung up the phone I told him that he shouldn't make those decisions without talking to me first. We are both his parent and deserve an equal say. He got really defensive and told me I should be on the same page as him,
and that I need to stop letting these people tell me what to do with my kid. I said if I feel it's necessary, after doing it his way for the last 2 years, then you should finally see that your way isn't working and our son needs assistance.
His response was, okay, you really want to have this discussion? If you had been working on his numbers and ABCs daily, then he would be talking more. Honestly, that's such a foolish statement that I don't even bother entertaining it. I'm the mom. Us moms get blamed for everything anyway. I'm used to it. And hey, maybe he's right. I signed my son up for the evaluation. It's on Friday morning and I honestly feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my chest. We can get the answers I've so desperately been waiting for. I'm sad, but I'm relieved. If there was a problem, it would actually be his fault, as children of older fathers have an increased risk of mental health problems. Children of athers aged 40 or over are 5 times more likely to develop an autism spectrum disorder. He's also the father and his child's development is also his responsibility as well. It seems that your husband will blame you and not humble enough to be reflective and work on his own personal growth. This is a defective character of his that will negatively impact your child's mental and emotional development as well. It's good that you're making the decision to get your child evaluated. This actually does help him, so he may learn ways to be socially adaptive to his environment and be prepared for his future. Ignoring this will just harm him in the long run. Might I ask why you considered a man 30 years older than you a fitting life partner? I'm just baffled. This man is closer to his grave than to your own generation. Also, as men age, their sperm gets old. Old sperm is tied to several physical and mental conditions. Just in case you are considering having more children with him. Cool, tell your husband he's likely the cause of your son's possible ASD because children born to older fathers have a much higher likelihood of being on the autism spectrum. Signed, someone who is trying to navigate their own neurodivergence, who also has a father that is almost certainly on the spectrum and was born when his father was in his 40s, slightly smiling face. His old-ass sperm is the more likely cause than you, working on his numbers. Why are you married to a man twice your age? Where is your family? How do I tell her, 24 female, that I, 25 male, am a virgin? I've been dating this girl for a while and we really get along great. Feels like a piece of me that was missing was found. However, I've never had sex or gotten too far in a relationship. I've only ever had one girlfriend and been on a handful of dates. I've had opportunities to have sex, but I don't like having sex with people I don't have a connection to. Anyways, should I tell her that I've never had sex before or? I've only ever made out with my one girlfriend who wasn't ready to have sex. Is there anything to say though? No harm, no foul? What are some things I should or shouldn't do? Just tell her, you're supposed to be able to in a normal relationship. Anything other than support is a red flag. Take it from someone who lost his virginity to his now wife. Just be open about it and communicate it to her. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Hey, I've been wanting to tell you something. It's been making me a bit insecure because I didn't know how you would react. Replace with your actual feelings and fears. The thing is, I'm a virgin. Add more details if you like. You'll be fine. Male here. I was 26 when I lost my virginity. If I remember correctly, I mentioned it when the intent of sex was about to happen. I said, is it a problem that I am a virgin? It went pretty well as I followed up with, what do you like? I think as long as you are not selfish, and you are enthusiastic about getting her orgasm, it won't matter if you are a virgin. As a woman, you should tell her. I'm a little older, at 30, but I'm at the stage in my life where if the sex is bad, there likely won't be a second chance for a repeat performance because I will assume the person is a lazy or selfish lover. If they tell me they are inexperienced, then I know to be extremely thorough in my communication so that I can ensure we both have a nice time. Ultimately, good communication is the key to good sex. You don't want to invite mistrust or lack of confidence to this if she can't trust you to tell her the truth. I've had opportunities to have sex, but I don't like having sex with people I don't have a connection to. This part. Tell her this part. I, 31M, don't love my wife, 30F, anymore. Can I get some opinions? I know there are lots of posts about this, but because everyone has unique lives, I wanted to post my perspective. Too long did not read. Wife and I got married pretty young and together 14 years. Haven't felt the happiness and joy of a partnership for quite some time, even though I've tried.
Hate the idea of splitting our family but don't know what else to do.
My wife and I got married pretty young, with me being 20 and her at 18. We have been together for 14 years and married for almost 12.
We have 3 daughters, 10, 7 and 4, that we both absolutely love and support, which I think is a major reason we are still together.
We almost divorced shortly after we married, but life happened and she got pregnant. I was not lying when I told her I wanted to support our child and family, yet, even though I had the best intentions, 11 years later I am struggling with depression and anxiety because I just haven't had that spark to want to be with her. With that said, she is an amazing mother and we communicate openly as best we can, do things together and with the kids. Our sex life is totally fine. We rarely fight, watch shows together and help each other with household chores. She is the mother of my children and that will always be something that I care about and do not want to hurt her. It has honestly been very confusing because everything I have should be what everyone wants besides being the only income for the family, but this just keeps eating away at me. On top of that, I know without a doubt that she absolutely is in love with me. I have been going through a pretty dark spiral of depression and anxiety, which has been affecting my ability to work and puts me in a mindset of wanting to hurt myself because the thought of splitting our family destroys me. I had a panic attack a week ago that made me pass out because I am just so messed up from bottling this up for so long. I thought that trying and choosing to love her would help me find love, but it hasn't. I have been going to a therapist who has been great in letting me open up and actually acknowledge what I am feeling. I have changed careers because I thought I was unhappy with it. I have never cheated but do wonder if there is someone that I could love and they love me back. I am constantly barraged by the thought that my wife deserves someone who deeply loves her. I feel stuck and don't know what to do. Update. There are a lot more people wanting to share than I have time to answer. I very much appreciate everyone's input and honestly has me reflecting a lot. This is not something I can put blame on anyone, and doing so only hurts them. My wife and my children deserve for me to be there for them. I am going to try and do whatever I can to save all the great things I have. I am so very grateful for all of your responses and know that you have all given me hope. I didn't know what I was looking for posting here and honestly thought it was just going to be lost in the Reddit abyss. I am so happy I did because it somehow brought me straight out of my doubt and desire to give up. I am going to do better. I am going to date my wife and put aside time to spend with her. I am going to continue to get help and do marriage counseling. I am going to stop putting blame on my wife and realize that she is everything to me. I cannot fathom putting the pain of separation on my children or my wife and continue the trauma that I went through as a child. I hope others can find the help and inspiration that they need and not be afraid to ask for help. I am going to do my best to change my perspective and choose to be happy. Thank you, weird Redditors. Way above Reddit pay grade. You need single therapy and couples therapy. As a female, this is my biggest fear, face holding back tears. Question. You say the lack of love is causing you depression. How sure are you that it isn't the other way around? Is it possible that your depression is causing you to lose your love for your wife? Either way, have you seen someone about depression? Hey brother, sounds like you're really going through it right now. I agree with the other poster on single and couples therapy. Also, try to get some couples time, like going away for a weekend or something, which may help. My wife has had some monumental health issues over the last few years, cancer, chronic pain, etc. And something I've learned about adversity is that sometimes issues, strife, trauma are like layers between someone's current state and their true self. Sounds like you have some mental health struggles, some career struggles, and maybe even a midlife crisis somewhere in there. Peel these things back one by one and maybe you'll get a clearer picture of how you feel. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You have decent sex, 3 children you love, and you rarely fight. Depression can make someone feel like if they throw away their life and start new, the depression will disappear. It won't. Please explore the depression more with your therapist and a psychiatrist. You may need different medications. Also, look at this from your wife's perspective. You've been spiraling in depression. Do you think she hasn't noticed? It's hard to feel love when you're really depressed. It's hard to see the good in anything. But if you leave your family, it will never be the same. Ever. Your wife and children won't trust you for a very long time if you abandon them.
Don't take an irrecoverable step for what could be a treatable, temporary condition. Before you assume you aren't in love with her, and that is the major problem, take care of yourself and get some help with the depression and anxiety.
When you are in the depths of it, it's really difficult to know how you feel outside of it.
And maybe you really aren't in love with your wife anymore. That's okay. But you won't know until the depression and anxiety are dealt with. They are unreliable barometers for the rest of your feelings, spoken as someone who's been there.